Imagine being 16 years old, a kid, and being told by a judge, you will die in prison. No parole, no second chance, just 241 years behind bars. This is the unbelievable story of Bobby Bostic. Bobby was a teenager growing up in St. Louis, Missouri. Like many kids in tough neighborhoods, he struggled with poverty, bad influences, and the streets. But no one could have predicted the punishment that awaited him. In 1995, at just 16, Bobby and an older friend made a terrible mistake. They robbed two people at gunpoint. Thankfully, no one was killed. No lives were lost. It was a crime, but it wasn't murder. At his trial, the victims spoke. They were shaken, but alive. Even the prosecutor admitted this wasn't the worst case he'd ever seen. But the judge had other plans. The judge looked at Bobby, a teenager, and said words that would echo forever. You made your choice. You're going to have to live with it. You will die in the Department of Corrections. The sentence? 241 years. Not 20, not 50, not even 100. 241 years for a boy who was only 16. The courtroom was stunned. Even hardened criminals couldn't believe it. People convicted of murder walked free before Bobby would even see parole. He wouldn't be eligible for release until he turned 112 years old. Bobby grew up behind bars. He educated himself, became a writer, and tried to prove he was more than his crime. But still, the shadow of that 241-year sentence haunted him every single day. Years later, advocates and lawyers began fighting for Bobby. They argued, how can a child be sentenced to die in prison for a crime that didn't take a life? His case gained national attention. People around the world were outraged. Finally, after 27 years, the system bent. In 2022, Bobby was granted parole and released. From a boy who was thrown away to a man finally free. Studio microphone voiceover. Bobby Bostic's story forces us to ask, should a child ever be sentenced to die in prison? Or should every teenager, no matter their mistakes, have a chance at redemption?